Marie Ascot, Exploring Silently, Let's Go Outside. Click on subtitles for commentary in new language. Hazelmere Fete in Penn Village, Buckinghamshire. 160th Annual Fete with live music supporting local charities. The Vintage Car Show. Austin Light 12 Ascot from the 1930s. Chevrolet Bel Air sedan from the mid-1950s. Chevrolet Bel Air Coupe from the later 1950s. Norton Motorcycle. Sunbeam Rapier Coupe from the early 1960s.
You can be mine, and somebody else's too. Someday you'll find I've been a friend.
Citroën. Triumph GT6 Coupe from the late 1960s. Citroën DS Saloon from the 1960s. Jaguar E-Type Series 2 Roadster from the 1960s.
For what I do, I called you mine, but I was not to blame for all the time you played a two-handed game. Yes, you must have been having talks all that. Second-handed love I can't see. It's good for some, but not for me. You can be mine, baby, and somebody else's too.
Ford Anglia from the 1950s. Ford Popular from the 1950s. MGB Roadster from the 1960s. MG J2 Roadster from the early 1930s. Morris 8 Series E Roadster from the 1940s. MG TF Roadster from the early 1950s.
But I was not to blame for all the time you played a two-handed game. Say second-handed love I can't see. It's good for some, but not for me. You can't be mine, and someone else's too. My, yes.
Morgan Plus 8 from the 1970s, 1990s, this is a later example. Morris van from the late 1940s. Morris 8 Series E 4-door saloon from the 1940s. Ford Model C10 from the mid-1930s. Morris Oxford 6 from the late 1920s. Austin H 4-door saloon from the 1940s. Humber Scepter MKI saloon from the 1960s. Reliant Scimitar Coupe from the 1970s. GTD Roadster from the 1950s. Triumph 2000 MK1 Saloon from the 1960s. The WT2 van from the late 1970s. Volvo P1800 Coupe from the 1960s. NMG.
Hello. Ah, Stanley, yes. Ow. Hello.
Austin Healey. Another MG. Metro Motors van. Speen Freetwarmers dance band. Lancaster bomber fly past. Tyler's Green. The ashes of Arthur Whitten Brown, the navigator of the 1919 transatlantic flight of Alcock and Brown, is buried in T nearby Church of St. Margaret's. Many famous actors lived here, including David Niven, Stanley Holloway, Basil Rathbone, Rupert Davies, Pauline Quirk. The village also homed David Blakely, the racing car driver murdered by Ruth Ellis, Spy Donald McLean, criminal Ernest Saunders, Professor Sir Karl Popper, Dame Mary Berry, Fern Britton, Lulu, not forgetting racing car drivers George Slade and Bluebell Slade Gibbs, who owned this garage. Paddy Hopkirk being another local resident. The Penn Free Methodist Church. Holy Trinity Church, Penn, dates from the 12th century. Two paintings by local artist Zegler can be seen inside. The village of Penn was famous for its floor and roof tiles. These can be seen in Westminster Abbey and Windsor Castle. They produced most of the floor tiles in the 14th in the southeast of England. The name Penn comes from the name of enclosure, as the area was an enclosed hunting area for deer. The vicar of Penn was murdered with an axe in the 14th century by a burglar. William Penn, the Quaker who founded Pennsylvania, lived in the area and is assumed to be part of the powerful Penn family after which the village is named. The LePennays family appear around normal times. In 1222, Nicholas de LePennay was hanged for murdering a neighboring landowner. The last of the Penn family was Roger Penn, who died unmarried and speculatively homosexual in 1732. Sir Philip Rose, founder of Brampton Hospital, was a local resident. The war memorial is dedicated to Field Marshal Sir William Robertson, listing the dead of WWI and WWII. The village has a very active historical society. TAT has a website and who created this history TARDIS mini museum. The Crown Pen dates from 1577, although most of what we see today is from the 1800s and offers spectacular views of the Chilterns. Music credits. Marie Ascot 2022. Like and subscribe.